What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today we finally got the Dragon Ball Heroes data download, and the banner is going to be live in less than 24 hours at the time of this recording. If you are seeing this 24 hours afterwards, then the banner's already out. So the only thing I don't know is if we're going to get discount summons. You know, like the first 3 multis are going to be 30 stones, and then it's going to give you the usual 50 stones. If it is the 30 stone discount, then I will probably just do those. Other than that, I'm saving for whatever comes next, you know, whether it's the Goku Black or the Broly movie stuff, whatever happens to be. I will only do this banner if it is going to be a discount summon, because these cards are good. They are good, but they're not overpowered. They're not like, oh my gosh, if I don't have this, I can't beat an event, or this is now the strongest card in history or anything like that. It's nothing like that, right? I'm sure, obviously, if you rainbow them, I'm sure there's going to be some videos out from Truth and D-Free about, you know, people using, you know, modded servers to show off, you know, the units simply before they come out, which is really cool. I'll definitely check those out. Then yeah, they're probably gonna be super powerful, especially under categories and everything like that. But overall, I'm gonna say, if you skip this banner, it's not gonna kill you. I know technically, I mean, if you're going for collection purposes, this actually would be the banner to go to, simply because everything else will return, right? Everything else in the game always returns. These guys only come around once a year. However, I am gonna note something right now, is that as of right now, I went back and I retranslated the V-Jump, and when it stated that Gohan and Trunks and everything would also be in the banner, there are 7 SSR featured cards here already. So so the one thing, and when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, this set, it literally translates to, like, you know, awaken the full power of these units. And when I looked at that originally, I thought, oh, that means they're going to Dokkan Awaken. Turns out, as of right now, there's no data download for them. Maybe it does come tomorrow. I highly doubt it. But you never, unfortunately, it doesn't look like those guys are going to Dokkan Awaken. So when I looked at that again, I'm like, okay, does this mean that there's going to be more than 7 featured units, which we know is going to lower the rates considerably, which is never good? Or is Super Saiyan 3 Gohan and Super Saiyan 3 Trunks and, what was it, the Majin Buu and those other guys, are those officially now in the pool of normal SSRs, and they're finally going to take out some of those older units like Super Saiyan Vegeta and things like that? If that's the case, awesome. Love it. Go for it, Akatsuki. If not, if this banner is going to have like 10 plus featured units and then they're never going to come back until next year, oh, maybe it is a skip. Unless, again, it's discounted summons. Otherwise, it's a skip. So without further ado, let's go ahead and translate everything real quick, because again, we got to translate everything right here and there. No need for waiting for others to translate it for us. Let's go ahead and do it. So obviously, Super STR, Key +3, HP attack and defense up 70%. Most of these guys have just a simply 70% leader skill for either extreme or super types. Yeah, they're good leader skills, I guess. 70% is nothing to laugh at, but you know, there are obviously better ones that you can go ahead and get. So, all right, now this is where these guys do start to come in pretty. They are pretty powerful, like I said before. They're not crucial to having, and to my knowledge, I don't think they're optimal, or quote unquote optimal, whatever you want to use with that word. But this Goku, he does instant transmission Kamehameha, and it is that they all actually have brand new animations, which is really cool. So definitely go ahead and check those out. I'll leave a link down in the description below to Mai's video or to his Twitter page. You can go ahead and check those out if you want to. But he does instant transmission Kamehameha. It's immense damage, not supreme. It is immense damage, and he has a medium chance to stun, which is pretty cool. Definitely really cool right there. In terms of his passive, his own attack and defense up goes by 80%. He nullifies all guard, and then when he does a super attack, he also gains an additional 30% attack. All right, pretty cool stuff right there. Links are pretty standard. Super Saiyan, he does get over in a flash, Kamehameha, that kind of stuff. But obviously he doesn't Dokkan Awaken. He only goes to level 100. These are his stats when he's awakened, and then orbs. So, you know, pretty good stuff right there. But I have a feeling most people aren't going to try and rainbow them, you know, aside from, you know, your typical content creators and everything like that. So, other than that, though, nothing much there in terms of the Goku. Let's go into the Vegeta. Vegeta, same thing here. I'm just going to awaken him now. I don't know whether they're not already awakened. Vegeta is actually better than Goku. I'm actually shocked about this, unless some numbers come out that prove me wrong on this. But so Vegeta, super physical types, Key +3, stats up 70%. When he does his super attack, immense damage, and he greatly lowers defense. The greatly lower defense, though, it's crap, to be honest. So anyway, moving on to his passive. His passive skill is own attack and defense up by 80%, disables the enemy guard, and at the time of super attacking, gets an additional 50% attack. So Goku here gained attack and defense Oh, no, sorry, just attack. Just that 30% attack. And Vegeta gets 50%. Vegeta is officially stronger just by those base numbers right there, unless I'm thinking of something wrong. But I mean, literally the kanji is exactly the same. There's nothing that I know of, unless their key multiplier is different. I don't think so. 140% on that Vegeta. Does Goku have 140%? 140%. So, yeah, it looks like Vegeta's stronger. Yeah. All right, cool. Works for me. Sweet. Vegeta finally has a card that's better than Goku. I'll take it. So anyway, so that's Vegeta right there. He does get over in a flash, so he works on the Super Saiyan 3 team really well. Pure Saiyan's team, depends how you're building it, I guess. No prepare for battle here. But yeah, other than that, pretty cool stuff. Moving on, we got the Supreme Kai of Time, technically fused via Potara earrings. I don't remember exactly who she fuses with. I don't really keep up with Heroes, because Heroes is just literally fan service to this extent. But she's super tech type, Ki +3, stats up 70%. She does supreme damage and she seals the enemy, which is pretty nice. In terms of her passive though, okay, so this is gonna get a little weird. Okay, so her passive is all allies Ki +2, attack and defense up 20%. She gives them a 7% chance to do a critical attack. And she has a super high chance to add an additional 20% attack to that already 20% attack and defense that she gave to her allies. And she has another high chance to make it a defensive up by 20%. So, if everything goes your way, you will give your allies Ki +2, attack and defense up 40%, and a 7% chance to increase, or to do a critical attack, okay? So she's very similar to the AGL West Kai we just got for the Realm of Gods team, okay? Of course, this is to anyone, though, so you don't have to put her just on the Realm of Gods team. You can put her anywhere. However, some situations can occur where maybe she comes around and that super high chance for, say, the defense happens, but that extra 20% doesn't happen. So you could have 40% defense, 20% attack, and then the 2 key, and then 7% chance to get a critical for your allies, at least, okay? So again, it's kind of a weird thing where and the sad thing is, and this is the big downside of her, unfortunately, because you're never really gonna know. It's really hard to tell when somebody activates that secondary part of their passive, right? Whether it's an attack or defense increase. Now, of course, you could select the character and then compare them every single turn if you wanted to, but that gets tiring. No one really does that unless they're trying to study these numbers. I don't know. It is kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, so that's what she does in terms of her passive. Key links, nothing much. Yeah, 15%. She actually got no key links, so luckily she does that whole +2 key to everything. So if you're putting her on anything else besides a Realm of Gods team, she won't really be linking up with many people, but again, she does provide that +2 key, which is pretty nice. So moving on to the Super Mira. Okay, so Super Mira here. Again, Awaken here for crying out loud. Extreme Strength types, Ki +3, stats up 70%. He does supreme damage and he greatly raises his defense. It does not go down. It's like the Kaioken mechanic for Int Gohan. It's just like Int Gohan's, except defensive-wise. So you know how Int Gohan has the better Kaioken raising mechanic because it greatly raises compared to STR Gohan's, which just simply raises the attack. This is for the defense now. It greatly raises his defense and it continues on stacks every single turn. The dude could probably tank after a few attacks, like, super attacks and everything. Like, obviously, I think he'll be tanking no matter what, but nonetheless, okay? Anyway, he then gives himself, for his passive, he gives himself 100% attack. He disables the enemy guard. And then when an enemy is attacked, so after they've been attacked, their attack and defense gets lowered by 20% for 2 turns, very similar to Android 21. Unfortunately, they have to be attacked, so it's not just simply him being there lowers the attack, but hey, it's better than nothing. So in terms of any ideal key links, he does get, he fits on the Android category. He gets Fear and Faith, so he can fit on an Extreme STR team, which is also really good. So yeah, definitely an interesting card. Next is going to be Dimitra, if I pronounce that correctly. So he is an extreme physical type. So extreme physical types, Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 70%. He does increase his attack for 1 turn greatly. So kind of a Kaioken mechanic, but obviously it's only for 1 turn. And he does he does supreme damage. Sorry, I looked at that kanji for a second. So he does immense damage, god damn it. He does supreme damage, okay? I swear, it's supreme damage, okay? His passive skill, his own attack goes up 120%. He gives extreme allies Ki +3. And then for the enemies, he lowers their attack and defense by 20%. So he's very similar to STR Rose, but for physical types, for the physical extreme team, essentially, okay? He can fit onto the Realm of Gods if you want to. But again, you're going to be running more of an extreme team at that moment, aside from, obviously, the UI Goku. So again, 120% up in the attack right there. All extreme allies get the +3 key. So if you run him on an extreme team, he is going to help you out there. He's kind of a fill-in spot for Rose, honestly. If you run him on an extreme team. So that's actually pretty cool right there. If I pull him out of those 3 discounts, if there happens to be discount summons, then I'll definitely throw him on to an extreme physical team, run him on SPR, or maybe the extreme Super Battle Road stage, hard to say. But yeah, definitely pretty nice right there. The fact that he automatically lowers the attack on the enemies right there is really nice. And it's not super enemies, it's all enemies. So that's really nice right there. Notice the Zane, okay? Next, moving on, is going to be the Darkness Mask King. Or aka King Vegeta with a mask on. So he is extreme int, key +3, stats up 70%. His super attack, he does immense damage too, and he lowers attack and defense. That's actually really good right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at his passive skill. His own attack, 80% attack and 80% attack and defense up. And then let's see right here. Oh, so after he is attacked for 4 turns, so right here, notice it's the same kanji and katakana we've gotten for Buu and other units like that, for Beerus, like when after they get attacked and they get an attack increase. This guy, for 4 turns after he's attacked, so Sada ni, his defense will increase by an additional 70%. So his defense goes up to 150% right there. And in every turn he attacks, he will recover 10% of that HP. So that's pretty cool right there. He gets prepared for battle, fits on a Pure Sans team. That's about all he's really going to fit on, aside from an extreme team maybe. Other than that though, pretty cool stuff right there, okay? Last 2 as we wind this down. Black Mask Vegeta is technically the translations for it, because aka it's black, and that's the kanji for Kuroi, which means black. So let's go ahead and awaken him up to the orbs and everything. He is extreme AGL, key +3, HP attack and defense up 70%. He does immense damage as well, and he lowers attack and defense just like his dad. So actually, these 2 have the exact same super attack. Hopefully, you can check that out in Mai's little Twitter video right there, and all that fun, cool stuff. If we look at his passive real quick, so Vegeta's passive is interesting, to say the least. So if your key meter is 6 or above, your attack and defense up 90%. If your key meter is 8 or above, you get an additional attack and defense up 30%. So as of right now, if you're at 8 key, you have attack and defense up 120%. And if your key is up by 10 or more, which, you know, on certain teams, it's going to be no problem, he gets +2 key. So, and he already has prepared for battle. You'd fit him onto a team potentially like Pure Sans or something like that, have a Turles running on there. Yeah, he's going to have 120% up attack and defense. He's going to lower attack and defense via his super attack, have immense damage. He's a pretty good card. Not bad for an extreme guy. And then finally, this isn't a Dragon Ball Heroes, but this is a story event. This is not quests, unfortunately, so there's no new free-to-play. There are some stones you'll be able to get from it, but it's maybe going to be like 10 at max or something like that, probably. But anyway, so this is the Videl and the Gohan here. So they are a UR after they Dokkan Awaken. So basically they are the Majin Buu baby category lead, okay? So Majin Buu category, key +3, and when I say Majin Buu, I mean the Majin Buu Saga, okay? So Majin Buu Saga category, key +3, stats up 50%, and she does they do supreme damage, and for 6 turns they will raise their attack, which is pretty cool. And they're gonna need it because their passive is weird. It is extremely weird. So their own attack goes up by 100% at the beginning of the game, essentially, okay? Every turn that passes when they come back, or basically whenever a turn is completed and they come back, they lose 7% of their attack and a total of that for 35%. So if you have the battle last long enough, then they are going to be there with, that's 65% attack basically if you've lasted that long, okay? Then she has a high chance to do up to 2 additional attacks. This is very similar to Physical Vegito, Physical Cooler, cards like that. So again, up to 2 chances at max to do 2 additional attacks, and those 2 additional attacks have a Tokidoki chance, or a small chance essentially, for those to become super attacks. So literally this part of the kanji right here, this high chance right here, all the way down to here, is exactly like Physical Vegito when it comes to, again, up to 2 additional attacks, and those attacks can turn into super attacks. They are not restricted like Vegeta Blue or the LR Vegeta, okay? So that's pretty cool stuff right there. And it will be a farmable super attack. She starts out as a Videl, actually. So if you happen to get the new Peach Peachy Girl category, or not the Peach Peachy Girl category, but the new Peach Peachy Girl Videl, her attack is now farmable. I know technically there was a Bio Broly, I think, or one of those Broly events where you could farm up an STR Videl, but that stage in particular does not have very good drop rates. This is probably going to have some category you can bring, and it will have some pretty good drop rates. So Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Are you going to summon for these guys? You skipping them? What are you doing? Global, I honestly can't see you getting this. I'm sorry. I know Heroes is coming on the Switch and everything, or it's kind of been announced for it, but I don't know. Japan is so weird when it comes to hero cards. I honestly can't tell you. I'm personally going to say, as much as I would love for you guys to get it, and if you guys do get it and you're seeing this video later on, awesome. I eat my words. It's great that you guys get these cards. I don't see you guys getting it, though, unless something drastic happens. So, anyway, guys, like I said before, that's going to be it for the video. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.